The Hebrew text in the Bible has hidden formats. By revealing these formats, I will prove the first writer's words were hidden from you. These formats look like poetry as I group them into small paragraphs. Their grouping will become known as a psalm, and together they become psalms. Let me show you our Creator's 12 commandments, listed in Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. Any father of a family or his wife who did not obey any one of these 12 commandments, our Creator demanded they bring him a sin offering. Thus, our Creator defined the word sin as not obeying any one of these 12 commandments. Next, I want to show you how I changed one word in Exodus 26, verse 26, the word bars to arches, and the words now reveal the style of the roof for our Creator's tent for meeting with Him. Let me show you the translator's words from the preface of the 1611 King James Bible. They gave 4 reasons for themselves or others to edit the Bible's words. The red arrow at the top points to their 3rd reason to edit the text. By the light and feeling we attained unto ourselves. The next red arrow down points to them giving the title, the Divine, to a clerk named Gregory. The next block of words, they point out they were happy that the first emperor of Rome established the year to the course of the sun. Behind this text means Nebuchadnezzar ordered his kingdom to follow our Creator's calendar when he stopped eating grass. The last arrow points to your reward for studying the Bible. Your reward is to have a fellowship with the saints and participation of a heavenly nature that will never fade away. There is no such thing as nature to a truthful Christian. Our Creator created everything. Not everyone has the knowledge to correct every word. I have an old Bible program that has the New American Standard Bible 1977 concordance to help find a better word. Their concordance has the number of times they use that English word in a parenthesis for that Hebrew word. The translators removed his name, YHVH, to put in 2 titles, Lord and God. I replaced those titles using the letters Y and V as his name, for the Hebrew language does not have a J, O, or W. By using these 2 letters, I am closer to the truth than anyone using J, O, or W for his name. No proper English was used. The blue highlighted text is text that I am removing. The red highlighted words are little words that I'm adding. Gray italic words are words that I added. To respect and honor our Creator, all capital letters in purple are our Creator's words. This is Jesus' prophecy, for I am revealing the first writer's words to tell you the true truths about Jesus. Their words will take your belief to trusting our Creator. You will be watching prophecy before your eyes as I edit true truths back into their psalms. Okay, this will be Jeremiah 5. And what I do is I start with the text that's above my head, or at least the instructions of quick how I do this. Now, I know not everybody is able to do what I do because I do read the Bible and I study it and I own it in so many different copyright ways. So I've been doing this for 30 years, but this is my last time through Jeremiah showing the writer's first hidden formats. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up the ones off to the side to show you what I've got already starting to compile a book together of everything in order. So it should start with Genesis, and it should read exactly the way the text would be in order for a book. Now, I did not use all the books because some of them just so corrupt it's not funny. But I should show you here real quick. This is what I've been finding in Jeremiah. If you see, it's a three verse format. And this is where a sentence or it becomes a statement, and then these two connect together to make a longer sentence, but it describes pretty much what is here. So I'm using two major words, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, as how to find the pattern and how to connect together with the least amount of small words. So that's how you find the formats. What I did here is, this is my note yet. I'm still not done editing the text, but this is like the first rough go over, and then I will go through and edit again more carefully, and I will do a video on that, and then I will also show you how they are put into order that way, or into order. So if it needs the one story told before the other to make true sense to it. But first you need to get the stories together. So this was yesterday's work here, which means our creator was talking quite a bit here. So there is prophecies here in Jeremiah. And there was also sentences that it was like these here is like he was talking about to somebody. So what I'm going to do is put down, this will be my marker, and it'll be for now this chapter here that I'm going to put here. So let me save that, and I will begin for the day. And these usually take about 2.5 hours to get through a chapter. So I'm hopefully going to start speeding it up by not putting a lot of corrections that I usually do. Roam to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, and look now and take note. Seek. Oh, we got a female deity for the city now, if you notice how they snuck that in. So, roam to and fro. Roaming is going to and fro. Roam through. So if I go like this and don't need this text here, and then roam through the streets of Jerusalem, and look now and take note. Okay, now that's a 4-verse format, because the sentence here didn't make a statement. Well, it did kind of make a statement, but there was not two that connected. But these two connecting together do make a longer sentence. So for a 4-verse, I show you what I would do is like this. And then that's what I'm looking for to make a small paragraph. So if that's the format going forward, and it would be a first to do that, and I don't have any idea why they do a 3-verse and a 4-verse. Okay, I've been trying to figure it out all these years, and I still just don't get it, or I just don't have that answer. Well, we don't need a female deity. Now, here the word man is being used as a secular word for a single man, and it would be a male if I would do this, but I would say that if I used the correct definition from our creator, then I would say that yes, this is a male and female. If you can find man, not a man. If you can find man. Okay, seek. Although here we already got it roaming through and for. So it says take note. So if I got rid of this because it's already being said, I don't like repeating things, and they really don't repeat things. It's a rare occasion if they do. If there is one who does justice, who seeks. Now, if this is our Creator speaking, it would be who seeks my truths. So I'm going to put it in starting as if it's our Creator speaking these, my truths. And it's not going to be who seeks my justice, because we're talking about justice here. Who does justice? See if there's one who does my justice, I guess, and seeks my, not truth, but words. Seeks my words. And right now I'm just going to say that these are being added. Then I will pardon, not her, that's a, then I will pardon them. But that sounds odd to me, as if this is really true, for the simple fact that if you know about the story about Sodom, how our Creator approaches Abraham and he seeks down to a few righteous, don't kill everybody. And so here, this is kind of like what our Creator is saying. If there is one who does my justice and who seeks my words, then I will pardon them. Now, it's odd because I can see a 3 verse here. I don't need the word surely, as YHVH lives. Well, if I leave it full, then I'm actually got this here as a blank, is to be who, to make a 4 verse. Although they say, as YHVH lives, surely now to swear falsely, it wouldn't be the priest. In swearing, they vow, not swear. See, they're trying to say that they swear by, however YHVH lives, I swear that this isn't true. Or I say this is true because, well, as YHVH lives. But this isn't, they don't, you got to understand who's the bad guys at this time. And, oh, I forgot to show you that. What Jeremiah, or who Jeremiah is he is a prophet when Babylon shows up and takes them away. And right now, I'm not sure by the text so far whether he was born here, and then in the 13th year of him is when he is first announced. So did our Creator make him a prophet at the age of 14, 18, something like that? But he is, I don't know that, and that's why I'm saying maybe, possibly, he was born under this king. And then he's going to be at least 10 more years here. And if you can see, 60 years, that's pretty long time for people to live back then. So 70 would be like a king who is favored by our Creator. So here, I'm saying that if it's the full 30, 60 years and then some, so, but you got the idea where this prophet is speaking of. And these words here although they say as YV lives, so this can't be this way. It has to be like a false saying these. As YV lives, surely we will not be captives, because there a lot of the text is starting to be said that Babylon is coming and they're going to take you away. Surely we will not be captives. And I'm thinking that's going to be pretty good sentence here. So right now I'm going to put it as this is all great text as me putting in. They swear falsely. So see, this swearing, they didn't vow. A vow is a personal promise to our Creator. So when they're swearing, this is describing what is the swearing is to one another. Surely we will not be captives. And if this is our Creator speaking, it would be, but and then I've got a 4-verse going here. And I got the hiccups. Perfect timing. Now this would be a separation because the text here is like he's talking to somebody. Up here, this doesn't sound like that. Okay, this sounds like a prophecy of our Creator speaking this. Here, why do not let your eyes look for truth? You have smitten them, but they did. Why do not let your eyes look for truth? You have smitten them. They will, but they did not weaken. You have consumed them. Well, our Creator does not consume anybody. He kills them off. So that's added text. But they refuse to take correction. They have made their face harder than a rock. They have refused to repent. But this is telling me that if I have a 4-verse, but they refused, you don't take correction. They refuse to repent. They have made, this would be repent now. Correction is because if you're bad, then you go to Jew. It's not that they're correcting. They have a word for it. It's called repent. Okay. Now, I have a Strong's Concordance that every once in a while I go to see and say that if they have another word here that I can use. Oops, this is 4. So this program does not exist anymore because it shows the dirty secrets of what's going on. For example, when I click on the word, what am I looking for? Correction in 3. Correction. Over here it tells me how many times that this English word was used. And I literally have a lot of text captured that shows like when you use the word girl, it's used once for a boy. When I go to the boys, it's used once for a girl. When I go to the word dove, it's used as a man's name like 4 times. Not know how they got a man's name out of the word dove, but that's the problem. So let's see. correction, discipline, chastise, warning, reproof. No, I don't agree with any of these other words that I want to use here, because I know what the text here is telling me, that we're talking about they refused to repent. They have made their faces harder than rock. And, okay, here it is. Refuse. Okay, so maybe the word correction can be used here. I didn't look far enough here. So repent. Yeah, they refused to repent. So they refused your warning. Now the word warning was used once here, and I like that here, because until our Creator does anything to them, they can't be saying they refused what, the enemy, they refused what, so this has to be the warnings that the prophets put out. They refused your warnings. So this, whoops, change that, but I'll add this word. Okay, now I have to find up here look and eyes, they don't, that's a repeat. Do not, YV, do not look. YV, do not look. YV, do not look for your truth, it has to be your judgment here, your justice. Look, do, YV, do not look for your justice. They did not weaken. I have a hard time of making these verses easy unless I put a lot of my own wording into these two verses here, and that might need to happen here. But they refused your warnings. They made their faces harder than rock, and I can just put and here, harder than rock, and refused to. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, now that I've got this, they refused your warnings. They did not weaken. It's not but, it has to be for. If I'm reading this, but they did not weaken, for they did not. They were not frightened. They were not frightened. They're not weakened. Let me see how the word weakened is looked like over here. Okay, now here's the 90 different times I used different words here. So I gotta bring this up a little higher so I can see the words here. Becoming sick, diseased, grieved, and grieved, and then it's lovesick. So made ill, made weak, pretend to be ill. So let me see here. What can I do here with this? Oh, gotta bring you back. Don't forget that part. They did not fear you. They were not weakened by you. They were not weakened. They were not weakened by. They were not weakened by your prophets. Now, when I add the word like this, I make it a gray text, so that means I'm completely having to add it to meet the format here. They were not weakened by your prophets, for they refused to take your word. Okay, now that sounds pretty good. That it's flowing with the next to the next. YB, do not look for your justice. They have killed the righteous. I'm going to replace the word them with the word righteous. Whoops. And actually, I can't go backwards once I make that format. So, okay. Look for your justice. Were they. Now, the righteous would be a prophet, so it could be speaking about the prophets they killed. And I know the king before them did one, but it could have been more than one. Look for your justice. Yeah, I need the word for. Okay. Now, that again is two for four verse that seem to want to hook together. Now it means I've got to find this next two groups that hook together. Then I said, they are only poor, they are foolish, for they do not know. Now this means that he is talking about those who are in charge, like a priest, even a king, a judge, an elder. Then this might be uh, a prayer. A prayer means to talk to our Creator. And that seems to be what's going on here. Except for here, I could change those two. And then this This is what he's pleading to our Creator, or speaking. Then I prayed. Then I prayed to him, and this will be our Creator, to him. These two want to hook together. This here, it's like I got to find the correct words out of there, for they do not know. Or they do not follow the commandments of from wiving. Commandments. From he wouldn't use his name as a wife, he would be talking to me and be saying you, which would make him, this is part of the subject of two words that I could use as a part of the format. So for they do not follow. I guess it's commands. In other words, they're overthrowing our Creator's words, all his text, all his changing all his rules for them, guidances. They do not know the commands from you. Okay, now that's a good verse because that's like this and like this. Those period. So now that I've got this going here, only, that could mean singular foolish. Let me see what I got here in 4. They're only. Okay, they use the word only 52 times, which is kind of what I would look for first. Nonetheless, they are foolish. However, I think surely would be better used here. Surely they are foolish. And I get to let them know I know them too. Surely. Whoops, no, these are like this. Surely they are foolish, for they do not know the commands from you. Okay. See, they want to use ordinance, and I use commands. I will go to the great and speak to them that they know the way it might be. That is not speaking correctly. If I put this together, see, they've got that written twice. So let me just get rid of it here. I go to the great and speak to them for they know. I go to the scribes because the scribe would know because they're the ones changing the text around. I go to their scribes and I'm going to make this gray. That's too big of a change on the word to say it can just change it. They go to their I go to their scribes and speak to them, for they know the commandments from YV. This would be completely the same verse I've corrected, but it's being said. Like I said, they rarely do this, so, and that's about as rare as you see it right here. The commands from you always commanded from you. But they are for the if I do this, then use that one word the here. But they are for the ordinances. Let's see what they've got here for ordinances. Justice for their God. They are for only used once. I want to find something better than that. It's supposed to be judgments, kind of. They are for the I see the word practice. It's only used in once. Okay, let me see here. For their God. And here I'd write their word, their God as G-O-D. And then I would not do that. I would do this. But they are for the practice for now here, not of their God. And it would be God's here to be correctly said for their gods. Okay. Let me see if everything's okay. Well, it seems like everything's smooth, but they too, with one accord, have broken the yokes and burst their bonds. And burst the bonds. I don't need that. Therefore, a lion from the forest will slay them. That's not true. The wolf in the desert will destroy them. Not true. The leopard is watching. Well, we know that's not true. Everyone goes out for them will be torn to pieces. No, this is wishful thinking, not truthful thinking. Why should I pardon you? Your sins have forsaken me and sworn by those who are not gods. Now that would go with the gods I got above. So we'll go to their scribes and speak. Okay, they're speaking to them. Why should I pardon them? Um, Not your sons. Their sons forsake you. Their followers. Their followers. I don't know if you know this, but this practice that they have of meditating to have sex with a so-called female goddess, you have to remain single, so it can't be their sons. Although in a more of a setting for them, such as like in China, the Taoists do tell their children what they're doing, but they allow them to first marry, and then after they have decided they're done having children, then they go on to this practice. But that's the only one. Otherwise, that Buddhist, you'll see them always single. So hermits, monks, nuns, priests, especially bishops and popes, they don't do that. So I'm using the word followers. Their followers have forgotten you or have cursed you and sworn by those who are not gods. Yeah. No, that's not right. Cursed. Yeah. Okay, that's right. Why should I pardon them? Their followers have cursed me, not you, and have sworn by those who are not. Well, the only thing is that this is have sworn by idols, not those. They have to be idols. Whether it's the idol of the sun god or the idol of the female goddess or the other idols of gods. As sworn by idols who are not as false gods, who are false gods. Okay. Now that would go with this one here, because he's speaking to them and then about their followers. Okay. It's looking like I've actually found a story, but it's in 4 verse, which is unique. And usually I try to put all 4-point text together with 3-point or 3 verse format. And then that's how I try to group the stories to see if that's how they group the stories. That's the only thing that I can make sense out of. Keep all the 3 verses together and 4 verses, and then if I need to shift them around, then I do that way. When I fed them to the full, they committed. This is not true. This is not true. And this is like our Creator's supposed to be speaking here. I will not punish these people, declares YV. And this was not really true here. He's going to. That's the problem. Can't be opposite here. Go up through. We got her vine rows and destroy, and do not execute a complete destruction. Strip away her branches for the. No, this is not going in the text. For the tribes of Israel and the tribes for Judah have been very rebellious to you. Have been very rebellious, declares YV. Now this could be the beginning of our Creator saying what I've already found, because this is the first 4 verse that I've got that I can say that declares. This is pretty much, yes, this is how prophet would come out and says, declares YV, and then speaks as YV through him as a first person when he's saying it. But see, these guys have been gone for, it has to be like, this has to be like the tribes. For and I can copy that. For Judah. Now this, what I've been designating so everybody's on the same page, I use small caps when they're evil, making it bold. And same thing here with Judah, small caps in bold. Then the large caps would be used in bold, that speaking of Judah, as these are the kingdoms. Okay. Not dealt. I don't need this. Like the tribes for Israel. And I have to put now, because I have to put a, if I put this as this, whoops, as gray, And now Judah. Then I don't need any of this. It seems I didn't do this one right. This should have been A like that. But just get rid of that. And now Judah. That reads better. Like the tribes for Israel, and now Judah. They are, not have. They are, because we're now speaking about Judah. So they are very rebellious. This has to be our Creator speaking. Because I don't need these two words. Because I was thinking maybe that means they were talking rebellious against the prophet. But that's too far gone. Those are years backwards here. You got to remember he's here, so we'd have to go back 50 years to get here. So just for you to understand why I'm doing this in the text. That was past, this is now. They are very rebellious. Yeah, I wouldn't say evil. Rebellious. They have lied about me. See what happens when you put it in first person? Because this is continually, and like I said, this is how he would be speaking in first person for him, not in this state here. They lie about me. I'm going to put this as they lie about me. And say no, the misfortune come upon us. We will not see their, when he's telling a horde is coming down from the north, they want their swords. Whoops. Oh, I'm on the keyboard here. Swords. Nor. Whoops. Nor will be a famine. Nor will be a famine. Okay. They lied about me. They lied about my words or my prophecy. But I guess that's the intent, and you would teach that in that verse. Because you got to use all the other verses that's going to be put in together. So I'm going to keep the word me without adding that. But it's by saying by saying I put his will by saying his will will come that happen, and then I don't need the rest of the text. And then they're explaining, for we will not see their swords. I'm thinking that's looking pretty good here. They lie about me by saying his will not happen, nor for we will not see their for we will not see their swords, nor will be a famine, nor will there be a famine. I don't like adding a third word here. Nor will be a famine. I guess that's close enough. Okay, now that those two hook together, so now this is out. And this would be the word this, and then this was said by YV. And yeah, because this is going to follow. This is good because this is going to follow. This is exactly what he's writing as he said this, and they claimed the words against him, that he claimed that there was going to be the captive. And then he's going to say, therefore, this was said by YV. Because of what they were saying against him. So, or this could actually be the beginning instead of after, too. But it's pointing that I can see to this because they, now it's back here to where he's talking, because they have spoken this as his words, and that's no famine. Okay. But this would have to be not bold, and it would have to be black text. These would all be capitals, but they too would be not bold. They would be like that. Behold, I'm making my words in your mouth fire, and this people wood, and I will they will be consumed. Behold, I am bringing a nation against you from a faraway kingdom. This would be early on. This is almost like the first time he's speaking, because you got to understand the timeline here. If these guys are known as the power in the north, Assyria, and then he's talking like at this king's time, he wouldn't be using the word Babylon at this time. He would be saying north, and they're going to say, well, could that mean Assyria again coming down? So I have to put the word kingdom here. From a faraway kingdom, a nation. It's not a nation. I'm bringing a army against you. I'm bringing an army against you. So now here it's back to our creator. I could put has declared YV. He is bringing. Behold, behold, I am making my words in your mouth. Behold, I am making my words like fire. Like fire. Okay, hold on here a second. Just a second, I gotta turn this off. Okay, I thought I'd turn that off. You've seen enough. And then put on these in case somebody's just thumbing through. On Twitch, they show it live when they click on. In YouTube, they're just showing the thumbnail until you click on it. Then it scrolls to where I'm live. Behold, I am making my words like fire, and these people wood to consume. Now, this I might have to make because this seems to want to, again, kingdom. Yeah, open graves devour. So, yes, this is going to be a split here. Behold, I behold, I will make my words like fire. Or how would he say this? For this, for this people are like wood to be consumed. So if I add that, get rid of that, added this, get rid of this, I added this, added this. For this people are like wood to be consumed. Okay. Behold, I am bringing an army against them. Maybe against you. I better leave it as you right now. Don't know if he's out declaring what he said or how this is being said. Is he saying these are to the group of people? This is what he said. You got to remember, they went to a certain place where our Creator sent them, such as to the priest, to the gates of the people that they're coming in, or the gates of the courtyard to his house, and then he would stand up and he would start heralding this news. And then people would argue with him. And so I'm kind of like, is this the argument that he's having with them because he's already said these things or not? I know I'm kind of like editing it. Our Creator is speaking these, but it's like he's speaking these words for him. Just to let you know my thought process here. This is not needed because it's not enduring. Babylon was just taken over. So, a kingdom whose language you do not know, nor can you understand what they say. Now, if you're looking for how they're defining words here, it's like whose language, and then it's this guy's telling you that it's going to not be spoken your language. So sometimes there's definitions here within the text, and I'm seeing that you do not know, you cannot understand what they say. So, in other words, they're going to be speaking to you, but you can't understand. Okay. So, those two would go together. And now I've got to look for another group here. Their quiver is like their arrows. The arrows will hit their mark and make open graves for you. All are mighty men. This has to be arrows. They're arrows. Arrows will strike you to be in an open grave. How's that? Their arrows will strike you. Their arrows will strike you for you to be. Their arrows will strike you to be. Their arrows will strike for you to be in an open grave. Their arrows will strike for you to be in an open grave. All of them are mighty. And a great I'm trying to think that there's going to be an overwhelming force. All of them are mighty. And numerous are their men. Yeah, although I added the word great, so I get rid of this. All of them are mighty men. So this has been added. This is, I don't think I've got that spelled right. Numerous. And I do a spell check because I'm not the greatest speller. So that's one advantage I have using a computer. So let's see here. They won't devour, they will take. They will take your sons. Whoops. Whoops. Daughters and herds. Flocks, herds is under the word in your herds. That's the end. I don't think it's going to be the harvest of the food. That's not going to happen. So here, they will take your sons, daughters, and herds and demolish and let me see what the word they've got for demolish here. Where am I at? Got to get to 17. Beat down to besiege. Besiege. And we'll besiege. Besiege. And we'll besiege. Oh, I was supposed to get, I wanted green and then this to get rid of that in the middle. You're fortified. They'll besiege your city, so in which you trust. Okay, that's good enough. Now I need another set of 2. Even in those days, declares YHVH, I will not make you a complete destruction. Okay, now this is where our Creator is going to tell them that their descendants are going to come back. He's going to call them back after he sends them. And that is to keep his promise to David that the king is going to come for them so they can enter into heaven. Yet in those days, yeah, I don't need this. In those days, this again could be declares or declared by YHVH. He will not make your or theirs. Theirs a complete ending, not destruction, ending. It's almost like a crossword puzzle sometimes trying to figure out these words. What word does this word really mean? And then fill in the blank. So, in those days, declared YHVH, he will not make theirs a complete ending. It will come about. Well, that's not the end button. That is. They will say, I don't know if this is, which is the right for. Why has YV done all these things to us? It will come about. It will come about when they say, they will say why. Has YV done all these to us? It will come about when they, it will come about, they will say why has YV done all these to us? Okay. Yes, this is the remnant. They didn't come to an end. Okay, so that's right. Now I've got to have another 2 verse here. You will say to them, as you have forsaken and served me, foreign gods in your land, you will serve strangers in a land not yours. Now that's already been said above, but is this another time that he is saying this? Because at this time, I think he's going to repeat many times that you better straighten up. I'm sending you as captives. Here, it's like this is the beginning of what he says to him. So it would be something like, you are to say to them, you are to, and it's usually prophesy to them. Yeah, because prophesy, he's going to tell them, prophesy to them. I'm seeing if does this connect to make 2 verses here? There, this was proclaiming Judah. This, I guess, no. He's already being sent to prophesy to him. And if he would have told him, like I said, it would have been there, up there in the beginning, not below after the end. And it's actually, whoops, you serve foreign gods in your land. They will come out, why have you done this to all these to us? in yours. Now this, you will serve strangers in a land that is not yours. That's being sent to captivity. But this needs to be related to this text if it's following. It could be a piece, but I got to work through it here. You are to prophesy to them. This is almost like a 3-verse. Those three do hook together as like the first one is a statement, and then the other two is what he's supposed to tell them. I got rid of the word gods, say, and don't use this here. If I don't use this, let me get rid of this because I can always put that back in. But if I get rid of this, then this can be made a 4-verse. By you you have forsaken me to you have left me. I think I like the word left here. Encryption is very, very much so in these words, so don't be screwing around with my words. You have left me to serve. To serve the foreign gods. Don't need this. You left me to serve the foreign gods, so you will, so yours will serve strangers in a land that is not yours. Okay. Now, where's the next one? Now, this is pretty much when they talk about an idol. They cannot see, they cannot hear, so how is this verse? Yeah, I got those two tied together. Idols have no eyes. Well, idols have eyes, but do not see. Idols have ears, but they do not see or hear. So that is a good 4-verse group. Oh, this is not tying together to this one very well. So this could, but this is definitely a 4-verse here. If I have a verse grouping, then this would have to go to me, go to another one. It would be yours. Yours do not fear me. That's what I do when I'm taking a word here and putting it over here. Yours do not fear me. Replace the sand as boundary of the sea. This is not, this has nothing to do, this is just stuck in there. Cannot cross over it, the waves are tossing. They cannot prevail. Cannot cross over it. Those people are stubborn and rebellious heart. Now that would go with this. You do not tremble at my presence. Well, this don't use, but I could continue that. Yours do not fear me, declares YV. For this people are stumble and rebellious. Their hearts. Whoops, this would be a new group here, right? And this is not reading right. This might all be out right here. Yours serve strangers. Yours will serve strangers in the land, not yours. For this people are stubborn and rebellious. Their hearts have land, not yours. This might even be taken out as well. This I'm going to keep around right now, but I think when I do the cleanup and I start looking for how these are going to go, and I don't see this, I already see this text being said. Okay. Their hearts are turned away, and see, that would be like left me and left me. But then I don't think it's going to be hooked to anything. So thought I had something about hearts here. In their heart they have turned away and left me. They don't say in their heart. Their hearts. Their hearts have turned away and left me. They do not say in their hearts. Let us fear YV. Who gives? Now this is not true. Let me show you why I know that that's absolutely not true. When Jeremiah is arguing with them about the queen in heaven, they pretty much says right in through here that why we're on to another garden. We haven't had all those things happen to us that all your prophets have been declaring. So this, I know this had the king, our forefathers, our kings, and these have to be our priests, did in the city as Judah and Jerusalem. And we had plenty of food and all wore off, no misfortune. So when this is talking about no rain in the season, or autumn rain, or spring rains, this is all not true. This is not true. So but if I do this, they do not say, but this, not in hearts, they do not say, and then I need these words here. Let us fear YV. Okay. Now that goes together. Your sins have turned away. These your sins have withheld good from you. No, our Creator's not going to say that type of thing. Oh, I haven't cut this up yet. Okay, so I got to get to the end of it. For wicked men are found among my people. They watch, whoops, they watch like fowlers, laying in wait. They set a trap to catch men. Like a cage for birds, so their houses are full of deceit. Therefore they have become rich, great and rich. They are fat and they are sleek. They also excel in deeds of wickedness. They do not plead the cause for the orphan. They prosper and do not defend the rights of the poor. This is out. This is connecting by poor and orphans. They do not plead the cause of the orphan. They do not defend the rights of the poor. Okay. For their now, these would be Israelis that have gone away from our Creator but don't know the practice. I can see that as saying they're wicked. If they're evil, then they have the practice. So for their wicked men are found among my people. Well, I don't need to say found. If I get rid of this word, are among my people, or among his people. His people. Although if I do this and do this and do this, and this will be his people. They're wicked men. Our wicked men are found among his people. Our wicked men are found among his people. You watch like, oh, okay, let me see if I got, it could be like trappers. So let me go over here and see what happens here. This is 26. Trappers, okay. So they are like trappers lying in wait. They set up a trap to catch our people. Deceivers, more or less, is what this is about. But we got a clue, because when you got men here, are wicked man, male and female. So I got to put man, meaning male or female, not just the men. They're all out there doing that. I just showed you that the women were making cakes and stuff, and they weren't complaining. They set a trap to catch our people. And I'm going to put like this. I can see where they're looking for, but this here I don't need. I don't think. They trap to catch our people. So they're not their houses. So they're kind. So their kind are full of deceitfulness. So their kind are full of deceitfulness. We set a trap to catch our people. No, this is not reading smooth here. Needs to be smoother than this. They set a trap to catch our people. So, is that really there? Yes, it is. And look at how many words they use. So 224 times, but now if I use the word like, to be like their kind, yes. Be like, to be like their kind. Well, I can copy this again. To be full of deceit. Okay. Now that means I've got to get another 2 here. Because lying in wait and trap, that's a perfect set there. So and I don't think this is what our creator would say. He's going to go after him for this. So that's out. So if they don't defend their plea for the orphan, they excel in their deeds of evilness. Okay. I don't like the word excel. A lot of words can be different here. Um, not seeing anything I can match because it's going to be about they also, but they're fastly, they also. overlook their deeds of evilness. They also pass. They also go in deeds of evilness. They also pass along. I want to use 2 words instead of 1. That's not good. I think I found what I'm looking for up above. And where was it? Overlook. They also overlook their deeds of evilness. Overlook. In other words, they kind of like dismissing this. That word there, dismissed. No. They overlook. I'm using that as like the word dismiss. I'm going to put dismiss there. Because they wouldn't be excelling in this. So is this my word? They also dismiss. I think it's the intent of what's going on. So they also dismiss their deeds of evilness. Oh, deceit. Therefore they have become greater and richer for they also dismiss. So they're all having a fun time like today, making money but not worried about the truth. So here and here, and then I got to find 2 more. Okay, it's coming up to the end here, so that's good. And this has only been about, yeah, it's good. An appalling and horrible thing has happened in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests rule on their own authority, and my people love it so. But why will you do? But what will you do in the end? Now this has to speak to this. Rights of the poor. Nope, so it's got to be, and it has to be their priests, the ones that have overrun. Their priests rule by their own authority, and his people and their people love it. Their people love it. So what will you do at the end? This is like tacked on at the end of this. Their priests rule on their own authority, by their own authority. Their own authority, and my people, and their people love it. This might be an end, and it goes with this group. That would have to be, this is happening in our land. There has to be their diviners or their seers. Their seers. Prophesy falsely. Okay, so that means that's the group right there. Defend the rights of the poor. These are abhorrent. Well, and horrible things. Are happening in if I put this here and then I do this, I've got appalling and horrible things are happening. They defend the rights of the poor. I don't know. I'm going to leave it as it is to see what it goes to. And their people love it. But well, will you? See, now this is like they had to add the ending. They couldn't use that ending. If I use this verse to go right here, and their people love it, and their people love the appalling and horrible things that are happening. I put throughout the land. I think that does. And then I'm going to use this verse. So, and if I say that I'm getting, let me, and might as well do it now. 8-point that. And then here, they do not plead the cause of the orphan, and they do not defend the rights of the poor. Their people love. Let me see what appalling here does here. Let me get it set up and then I'll get you here. What is, so they got 2 words here for horrible things. So I've got it separated. So let me go back here and do horrible twice here. Horrible and horrible here. Horrible. Their horribleness is happening throughout the land. Their people love it. Their people love. Their people. Now I know maybe this is like it's going to go someplace else, but right now there's not enough text. Yeah, that's not going to work. So this here, their people love the appalling and horrible. Their people love. People love their appalling and horribleness. And horribleness is happening. Yeah, I'm going to put it that way. Let's see if that's actually going to be a word. Well, look at that. And then I'm going to copy it. Horribleness, horribleness. It should have been repeated as the same word. Their people love their appalling and horribleness. Appalling. It can be used as horror. And look at this. 1, 2, 3. I didn't notice them until right now, so I'm going to do that. The horror of their horribleness. The horror oops, that's not right. Their people love the horror of their horribleness and their horribleness. Well, that's a lot of horribleness. Yeah, I got to put that in there. So let me just grab this word and their horribleness is happening throughout the land. And this, if I put as a capital L, it means promised land. So now I can grab all this and show you what I actually found here. And it was shocking to see 4 verse come right out, that all this, come on, I can't do that much. I didn't do, did I do that much text today? No, this is 5. So where is 5? Right there. Copy that, put that down here so I don't mess up the text. Get this out here. Now I'll do a cleanup. Get rid of all the crappy words they put in there and find that beautiful format that is just repeating itself all over the place when you see these. Done. Okay. And I said that was like this. These two are connecting together. So let me get a little bit closer so you can take a look while I'm editing here. And then this would be like 2 spaces. And I need that little space right here. So these two, and then double space, these two spaces, get that up here. That's going to be one space. And then it's going to be two spaces. And I guess 6 didn't make it. And two spaces. Then two spaces. But you can see the format is there. I mean, I didn't really try to force it. I just kept looking for it. And you can see now there's a complete story here with all the bullshit in it. So but I didn't realize I got this much text. Usually I throw out more, and it surprises me when I get a little bit. One, two, okay. Now, how you doing there? I just seen your chat pop up there. I am trying to find the first writer's formats. Glad to have you aboard. And this is a delete. And then this goes like this. Insert. Foreign gods. And then it's going to be two. Whoops. This is here. 1, 2. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm still on key here. Then these two. Then a space. And then two space. These are like a paragraph, and this becomes a second paragraph. So that's what I'm doing by doing that. Let me put up some on the side so you can really see what I'm doing. That text there is going to be the final product of putting all the different books together. So that is what I've done so far. These books I've done, I'm just redoing them to make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm getting more skilled at how to do these. So this is also Jeremiah when he is prophesying that Babylon is coming, and he is actually, let me see, I still got the King's map here. King's timeline. Jeremiah is a prophet right through here, and he's going to remain as part of the remnant after Babylon leaves in here. So I figured 10 years, and then he was born. He starts out I've got text starting out, it's in the 13th year of this guy, and then it's going to happen. Then he starts prophesying. So he's going to be about 60 years is going to be his lifespan from that text. But that is where Jeremiah is at. Now, I'm going to go through and clean this up later, but just to, usually at the beginning of these, I show you what I've got, and you can see I've got, this is a 3-verse format, where this is a statement, and this verse actually makes a longer sentence, but they describe what this statement is about. Down here, it's 2 sentences work together, and then 2 sentences work together to make a paragraph. This one I know is something's missing because the way these two are, the way the text hooks together, your justice, your warnings, foolishness, and their practice to their other gods. And then there should be only one here. Well, I can see I've made an error here. So maybe because practice for their guards, and this is like he's talking to them. That's what was going on. I have text here that it's like he's talking to somebody after he's prophesying. Then I got him speaking as our creator in first person. So I don't know. I will find out later when I look at it and get a real good feel for the text, because if I read it fast, I can almost read taste whether the writer has switched from one writing to another, a different writer, because these are first writers hidden formats that I'm showing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to call it a day, and I'm actually supposed to stream twice a day, which starts in another 15 minutes. So maybe I should do that, get off this one, and then I'm going to start streaming again. So, but this I need to save. I'll just put it down here. I didn't. To speed things up, I gotta split this up because it's just a waste of time. I start with the New American Standard, and there's 30 verses. That'll take, if I don't sit here and split them up real quick, it'll take me more than the 2 hours and 15 minutes to do one. So, thanks for stopping by. I'll try to be on in another probably half hour and do the next one, because Jeremiah has like 60 chapters and I'm only on chapter 6, so I'm trying to do 2 times a day. I need to do 3 times a day. But anyways, good to have you stop by. Hope you stay interested and have a good day.